Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Mills Zone True Well. Salutation to the hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Pri Shimon, this week's topic is going to be entitled, Who Said This Thing Is Going to Be Easy? Right? Who said serving the Lord is going to be easy? There was a video I saw, brothers that shared of I don't know what type of group they are part of, but they was calling the Lord Yahuwah, Yeshua, whatever. This Jake, he was so-called call himself keeping a Passover he's having fried chicken. I guess it's bitter herbs, it's lettuce. Romaine lettuce is bitter herbs, man. That right there pretty much sums it up, you know what I'm saying? That Jake don't really want to take part in the bitters of serving the Lord for real, you know what I'm saying? They want to exclude certain things and serve the Lord on their own time. But if you want to truly give yourself to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, understand it's going to come with some hell, man. It's going to come with some trials. It's going to come with some tribulation. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, right? Because, you know, when you come in this truth, it's like the stuff that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai put in front of you is like you're playing like a video game damn near almost. You know how you play a video game, they start you at level 1 and level 2, level 3. By the time you progress, each level is becoming increasingly more difficult. And it's a thing where the Most High puts you in a position to where you're not going to start this thing and be at level 10 in terms of adversity. The Lord builds you up and it makes you better. So you have to count these things as joy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's easier said than done, but you know, as your faith grows, you do count it joyous because you know that the Lord is working with you, you know? It says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, right? So you get built up, you could deal with more things, you know, more experience through these hard situations that you go through. But Israel really don't want to deal with that. The scriptures tell you that Jake said, speak unto us smooth things. You know, they don't want to hear what's coming down the pipeline, all right? They don't want to hear harsh realities, man, all right? So-called, they don't want to be so-called red pillars, they will call it. Verse 4 says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Right? You know what I'm saying? So our here at Great Millstone, we set a particular standard. We're like Terminators. Our main focus is the truth. All right, we're willing to give up whatever sacrifices needs be. All right, to make sure that we're being diligent in the truth. You know, whether that be mother, father, family, or whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give it up for the truth. You see? Reading on, it's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Right? It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. The main temptation is the RFID microchip. I can't tell you offhand what camp is telling you that. Outside of Great Millstone, of course, it is telling you that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, but that is the mark of the beast, all right? And that will be mandated. It's the last major prophecy, all right, that has to take place before our Lord's return, all right? We already see that the situation in Iran is staging the events of World War III between Iran, Israel, Russia, and all these different entangling alliances, all right? The next major thing, all right, that the Lord is going to put into play is mandating that RFID microchip, an implant in your right hand or your forehead. That's what you read when you read Revelations, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse on down with understanding. That's what that's going into. All right. That's why you have Neuralink and these different other companies that are doing programs and things that deal with chip implantation. Was that it? Or let me see. Yeah. All right. Now let me jump to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, the 12th verse. It says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, right? Fiery trial. Fire is a purifying agent. You know what I'm saying? Fire is a purifying agent. I mean, the first baptism means to cleanse. The first baptism of the world was with water, all right? Or the first death. And that was during the time of Noah. there's a second death that the scriptures speak about. And that second death is the baptism of fire, the cleansing of fire. Not just any fire, nuclear fire. All right? That's what it's for. And just like how fire is used to purify precious metals like gold, silver, and bronze and things like that, so too the spiritual fire is used to purify us. All right? Which the Lord likens his people onto gold. All right? And the elect onto precious gold. So, you know, the gold that's on your neck, you know, or your wrist or what have you, when it's in the earth, it doesn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? That you have to do all these different sorts of process to make it shine and shine bright and be, you know, look like that nice, beautiful gold. So that's what the Lord is doing when he puts us through the ringer. When he purifies us, he wants us to look like that shining gold, but, you know, he took us out the dirt, took us out the world. So you're doing different types of processes to it to purify it. Hence, trials, tribulation, adversity. All right. It says, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you. Right. So that's why we always give the caveat. Look, when the scriptures tell you come in this thing, it's like you have fire on one side and water on the left. And only one man could walk at one time. It says in the book of 2nd Ezra, right? This bridge. Or the scriptures also describe it like a straight gate, a position of difficulty. You know, and that's what this thing is about. If you truly embrace Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that's what this thing is about, man. Okay? Catching hell to make you stronger. Is it hell 24/7, 7 days of the week? No, man. All right, that's not balance. It's ebbs and flow. All right, there's times the Most High, you know, have things going pretty smooth, and then there's times it's gonna be rocky. It's a cycle. It says, verse 3, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahweh's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. 14, if ye be reproached for the name of Yahweh, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High rested upon you on their part. It says, if ye be reproached for the name of Yahweh, and that's, see that? You guys, I'll name them, IUIC. They talk about the name don't matter. You have different camps calling on, matter of fact, the IUIC saying we don't have his name. But mind you, Sirach 17:10 tells you that the elect shall praise his holy name. And the book of Baruch says we're going to praise the Lord in the land of our captivity. That captivity being America. All right? Most High also says in the book of James that I'll put you back in remembrance. One of the things that Most High put back in our remembrance is the Lashon Kodash, and how to say his holy name and his son's name, which is Yahweh or Yahweh. Okay? That's the only name under heaven where man could be saved. Not Yeshua or whatever the fuck these niggas are talking about, Jesus Christ and all that type of stuff. That's not Hebrew. All right? That's not the Lashon Kodash. There's no vowels in the Lashon Kodash. All right? Early languages didn't have no vowels. That came along with the Greeks. So Yahweh is Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah is his only begotten son. Okay? And we do have the name. And we're going to be reproached for that name. See? It says, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. You see, so the things that we speaking through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, this world condemns. You know what I'm saying? But really, the things that the world upholds, the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua condemns. Right? You have the alphabet community. You got many wicked ass decrees and shit that's passed in this place, man. Okay? That's in the book of Isaiah 10:1. It's endless. The shit that the so-called white man continually passed. You know? But we speak on these things. You can lose your channel. You can lose your job. Here it is. You teaching the word of the Lord, man. And if the wrong person see you, you could lose your job for this. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the Most High be with us to where brothers, I could say myself, I done been out there speaking, managers and walk by, and, you know, people that had the position to have you lose your job, but you don't. Why? Because ultimately that's the Most High's decision, man. All right, you can't be going out there with fear in your heart. You know, you don't fear these people. You know, fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Everything is in His hands, man. All right, completely trust in the Lord. If not, then you're showing a lack of faith. You see. So, and if you can't bear that, then imagine when all hell break loose. Imagine the things that's to come when the Most High is gonna really test and see if you're with Him. You know. So, you know, again, on their part is evil spoken of. It says, but on your part is glorified. You know, so we're gonna keep glorifying Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Okay. 1 Peter's chapter 5 verse 10 reads, but the Most High of all grace, who hath called us unto His eternal glory by Yahushua Mashiach, after that ye have suffered a while. So when you get called onto this glory, you're gonna suffer a bit. You're gonna suffer a bit, man. All right, that suffering might be a year, 2, 3, 4 years, or 2, 3, 4 decades, man. All right, but we got to keep suffering till the Lord returns. After you have suffered a while, make you perfect, established, strengthened, settles you. So anything that's put under adversity and endures it, it becomes stronger. You know, I was watching the show The Invincibles, right? So a little quick thing about the Invincibles is kind of like Dragon Ball Z, wherein you have like this super strong race. Of course, they mold this after the Israelites, but in Dragon Ball Z, it was the Saiyans that have like infinitely get stronger, you know, the more they fight and shit. And then the Invincibles is the Viltrumites. Okay, so this is like some elite race, you know. Unlike the Saiyans, you know, they're at the top. They're at the very top, and they're kind of feared way more, you know. Wherein like Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyans was super strong, but they were manipulated to never really max out their full power. So the Viltrumites, there's only a few things that could kill them, right? And one of the things that could kill them is something called a Ragnar. And these Ragnars, they're like feral. They're not very intelligent, but they're super strong. They could rip through one of the most powerful beings in the species in the whole invisible universe, the Viltrumites. And the reason these Ragnars are so strong is because the planet that they're on is so fucking harsh. The gravity is so intense that they've just adapted to be these super, super strong creatures. And that's my point. It's like, if you want to just, you know, if the Most High puts you through intense conditions, intense trials, guess what? You become more stronger than the average people that when they get put under these particular fiery trials, how to deal. You know, forget Esau. Esau, the moment he go through some things, he's jumping through the window. You know, Jake is more. Jake could deal with a lot more shit. You know, even Jake in the world, they go to the prison. They'll work. You know, they'll do 35 years and come out and all that. So Jake will, you know, endure a bit more. But this is a different type of mental battle. This truth. You know what I'm saying? You got people that could join Esau's military and deal with all that shit. They come in the truth and can't deal with what's in the, you know, what comes with teaching and serving the Lord fully. So, you know, as we progress towards the hour of temptation, again, the Most High is building us up little by little, purging us, making us that gold. Proverbs 25:4 reads, "Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer." Right, take away the dross. That's the impure metals in these sorts of things. Okay? Take that away. Shit. Take that away from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Right. So that's what the Heavenly Father is doing, refining us. You know? Refining. What's that dross? That's the superfluity of knowledge. It's the residues of evil, the residues of wickedness that's on us. You see? Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. This is a go-to. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. constantly endure. Constantly. Okay? Salakia. Bear with me. This thing was acting up. Alright. That's Satan, man. Yeah, it's doing this thing recently where I can't even. Okay, here we go. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. The Hebrew word there is the box. You got to cleave unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? The more Satan is trying to hinder you and weaken you from your mind or physically or whatever avenues he's trying to jump in there with, family, you can, endless things. Just cleave unto the Lord that much more. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Okay, see, now I blacked out again on number 5. I'm trying to get verse 5 here. Okay, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, want to be gold, gonna be tried, man. Right, the Most High is gonna put you through that fiery furnace, right? A hair grade millstone, not just to big ourselves up or what have you. I mean, if other camps was in the same spirit, we'll big them up too. But some of them, they be just in that party shit and get the woman involved and the kids involved and campy or spirit and shit like that. This is as close as you're gonna get, man, to ancient world, man. A lot of these other camps, they're westernized, mixed with like they have this pseudo-Israelite Christianity type thing going. Fuck that. You come in this thing, Most High's gonna make you harden. How? Through adversity. With that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem L'chak Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there, Yoakim to Sadakim, that do this thing in that most truth and sincerity. Shalom.